The following video is a training aid to be used together with the Alaska Emergency Towing System Procedures Manual. Because of the history of distressed and stricken vessel incidents along the Great Circle shipping route between North America and the Orient, the Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation, in cooperation with regional communities, have acquired emergency towing systems, or ETS, to be stationed permanently along the coast from Ketchikan to Adak. The systems are intended to improve safety and environmental protection. Vessel masters should review and follow procedures outlined in their Deck Operations or Towing Procedures Manual. The intent of the ETS manual and DVD is to provide general guidance, and it is recognized that procedures may differ. Vessel and tug crews should wear proper personal protective equipment while on deck, including personal flotation devices, hard hats, eye protection, and hypothermia protection. It is essential to provide good communication between the masters of the vessels and between the masters of each vessel and the vessel's deck crews. Alaska Emergency Towing System Component Overview. ETS Components. The Emergency Towing System, or ETS, is comprised of several components which may be configured to deploy from a stricken vessel or from a rescue vessel. It is important to know component roles and common terminology and use them consistently during all operational communications. ETS ship-to-tug deployment components and configuration. Tow line. Ship's eye and chafing gear. Tug thimble. Thimble buoy. Messenger line. Lighted pickup buoy. The ETS may be deployed from tug to ship by configuring the messenger line to attach to the ship's eye portion of the tow line, and in this case, the lighted pickup buoy is not deployed. The remaining components are used in tug-to-ship operations with the addition of a line gun for system delivery. A line gun launches a small line which attaches to the messenger line. The ship's crew retrieves the messenger line and pulls in the tow line to connect to the vessel's towing points. ETS tug-to-ship deployment components and configuration. Line gun. Ship-to-tug deployment. The ETS can be mobilized to the distressed ship and deployed from the ship to a rescue tug. This is most likely done by dropping the ETS on the deck of the distressed vessel via helicopter. Once the ETS is dropped on the deck of the ship's crew must remove the components from the cargo net and organize them on the deck of the ship according to instructions given via radio or satellite telephone and illustrations included with the ETS and the manual. The ETS is packed for tug-to-ship deployment. The stricken vessel's crew must reconfigure it for ship-to-tug deployment. The ship's eye end of the tow line is secured to the ship's bit or anchor chain, and the tow line is faked on the ship's deck to allow it to run freely. The messenger line is shackled to the tug's thimble and faked on the deck to allow it to run freely. The thimble buoy is tied to the tug's thimble. The buoy end of the messenger line is run out to the ship's bullnose and back over the rail. The lighted pickup buoy is secured to the messenger line. The lighted pickup buoy is saltwater activated. Deploy the ETS by throwing the lighted pickup buoy over the ship's windward rail. Allow the messenger line to pay out through the ship's bullnose. The ship will drift faster than the buoy and trailing line. The ship's crew must avoid letting the line pay out too quickly and tangle. Once the messenger line is stretched out, the crew must determine if the tug thimble will fit through the bullnose of their ship. If the thimble will fit through the bullnose, the buoy end of the messenger line is run out through the ship's bullnose and back over the rail. If the thimble will not fit through the bullnose, the ship's eye of the tow line must be run over the rail and pulled in through the bullnose before securing it to the ship. See the ETS manual for more details on this alternate procedure. The tug should approach the distressed ship from the windward. The tug's crew catches the messenger line with a flying gaff. The tug's crew pulls in the messenger line and retrieves the tug's thimble end of the tow line. The tug's master must maneuver to keep the messenger line from tightening during the retrieval process. The messenger line must not be tied off but handled so it can be slipped if the line does come tight. The tug's crew shackles the thimble to the tug's tow wire. Use caution to ensure that the tow line does not come tight. A stopper line may be rigged to the tow line to prevent strain on the tug's thimble during the shackling. The messenger line should remain attached to the tow line until the tow line is secured to the tug's tow wire. Once the tow line is made up to the tug's tow wire, the crew should move inside to safety. No one should be allowed on the aft deck of the rescue tug or on the bow of the ship during towing operations. The tug's master will coordinate with the ship's master and commence towing operations suitable to the circumstances of the incident. Tug-to-ship deployment. The ETS can be placed on the deck of a rescue tug at one of the participating community's docks and then deployed from the tug to the distressed ship. Once the rescue tug is in the vicinity of the stricken vessel, the tug's master will coordinate rescue efforts with the ship's master. The rescue tug should approach the ship from the windward and move within 300 feet in preparation for a line shot. The line gun requires proper training, and operators must be familiar with the equipment and willing to follow the manufacturer's operation manual. The tug master should give adequate warning and receive confirmation prior to firing the launcher through VHF or satellite telephone. See the manual for communication instructions. The ETS is deployed by shooting a line gun projectile across the deck of the ship. The line gun should not be shot to the bow of the ship, but rather aimed high above the center deck of the ship. This ensures the best chance of successfully getting the line across the deck in high winds and seas. The ship's master should have a crew on deck along the windward rail near the center of the ship. The deck crew must be alert for the line gun shot and should duck behind suitable cover until the projectile passes overhead. Once the line gun line is fired across the deck, the ship's deck crew grabs and handles the line to control any surge caused by heavy seas. The ship's crew should not tie the line gun line off or make it fast, as this creates the possibility of injuring the tug crew or parting the line. The ship's crew should not pull on the line until instructed by the tug's master. One tug crew member should be assigned to control the line running to the distressed ship, while the others attach the line to the messenger line by tying or shackling the line into the eye of the messenger line. Once the line gun is secured to the messenger line, the ship's crew pulls the messenger line on board and runs the eye end to the bow. One or more crew members should control the line running to the tug. The line gun line should remain attached to the messenger line during this operation. The eye end of the messenger line is fed through the bullnose and is hauled aboard the distressed ship by hand or with power assist. Care must be taken by the deck crew to allow for line surge. The master of the rescue tug must maneuver to prevent line surge as much as possible. The ship's end of the tow line is hauled through the bullnose and made fast to a towing point, usually a bit. A stopper line may be used to control the tow line once it is on board. Once the tow line is secured to the ship and tug crews should move inside to safety. No one should be allowed on the aft deck of the rescue tug or the bow of the ship during towing operations. The rescue tug's master will coordinate with the ship's master and commence towing operations suitable to the circumstances of the incident. Helicopter mobilization. The ETS may be airlifted to the distressed ship via helicopter. Once it has been decided to mobilize the ETS by helicopter, the harbor master coordinates with the ETS custodian to move the ETS to a suitable helipad via forklift and truck. Refer to the manual for airlifting procedures. Clear communication between the helicopter pilot and ground ship and rescue crews is essential, as military and civilian helicopter operators' standard operating procedures may differ. Anyone at the airport staging area should be aware of helicopter noise and rotor wash. Hearing and eye protection are required. Observers should stay at least 200 feet from the helicopter during lifting operations. Once in the vicinity of the ship, the helicopter will normally approach into the wind, arriving in a hover just over the disabled ship. When the helicopter approach is announced, all ship's personnel must clear the ETS delivery area. The pilot communicates with the disabled vessel via radio. Refer to the manual for communication instructions. The pilot maneuvers the helicopter over the ETS delivery area designated by the ship's captain and lowers the load. When the pennant slackens, the designated ship's crewman signals the pilot to release the load. Personnel should not attempt to steady the load until it has been released and is safely on board. As a last resort, in extreme wind or sea states, the ETS may be released from above and allowed to fall on the deck of the disabled ship. Tug mobilization. The ETS may be mobilized to the rescue tug for tug-to-ship deployment. Once it has been decided to mobilize the ETS via rescue tug, the harbor master or ETS custodian will coordinate with the tug master to transfer the ETS to the rescue tug by trained personnel using safe and approved hoisting procedures. Anyone within 50 feet of lifting operations must have a hard hat and steel-toed shoes. Beware of backing equipment and vehicle movements. Once the ETS is on the deck of the rescue tug, the tug's crew will secure the ETS tote on deck with the "Deploy from Here" labeled corner to the aft and inboard. The tote will be secured for heavy seas. The harbor master and tug master will confirm that the necessary equipment is on board. Refer to the manual for details.